Hey everyone, it's Cassimus Lego, and today, in honor of Harry Potter's birthday, we'll be going back to year 1 to look at some more custom Lego minifigures from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. After all these years, I've finally made my first Rubeus Hagrid custom minifigure and the young Harry Potter to go along with him. I think this is a fantastic duo and a perfect way to start wrapping up my series of custom Lego minifigures from the original 8 Harry Potter films before it all gets rebooted next year. But regardless of how you feel about that, I've been really excited about these two, especially Hagrid, as I've always wanted to make him but just couldn't find an easy place to slot him in, given he's integral to each of the films. I think that sums it up, so let's go ahead and get a close-up look at each of these custom Lego minifigures. Okay, let's start with the boy wizard himself, the young Harry Potter, as he appears during his first trip into Diagon Alley. This is the 4th version of Harry Potter that I've made, and this time I've returned to the child-sized legs. I've always wanted to add this iconic outfit into my collection, and would you believe it, I started working on this minifigure way back in November of 2023. I painted that torso almost 2 years ago, and then I basically put him on hold for a while. I'm really glad I finally got around to finishing this guy, and I must say, it's a good thing I waited because this fabric plaid jacket that I painted turned out much better than my first attempt a few years ago. I think all of the colors are spot on, especially that more muted dark blue. I painted the plaid design all throughout the jacket and arms, which I'm sure, as you can tell, was pretty challenging. It was just a big time-consuming process, but I think it turned out fantastic and even cleaner than I expected. The design even continues onto the folded collars of the jacket. In comparison, the torso and the legs were much simpler. I painted the torso to appear disheveled, which is on brand for Harry Potter at this point in the story. The belt is made from E-tape, and I like that I gave a subtle tilt to it. And then the buckle is just another layer of E-tape, which adds a nice level of depth. The painting on the short legs is even simpler. I painted them dark tan with some brown shoes. Now, Lego has made a lot of young Harry Potter heads, and I could have just used the basic expression that's packed into dozens of sets, and while it may look like I did, you might notice the blob of brown printing between the glasses to depict the tape that was holding them together before Hermione eventually fixes them. This head actually debuted last year and was included in the collector's edition Gringotts Bank. It is accurate, but I just wish the tape detail was included on the alternate expression. And then of course I've repainted the hairpiece in dark brown and the eyebrows to match. In terms of accessories, I've got some printed Lego elements related to the first act of the Philosopher's Stone, including the invitation letter to Hogwarts signed by Professor McGonagall, and a dark brown minifigure wand from Ollivander's Wand Shop. Here's one more for you, and this isn't so much an accessory as it's more like its own character. I've finally made Harry's faithful snowy owl, Hedwig. Now, from the front, it doesn't appear like I've done all that much to modify Lego's existing owl mold. I basically repainted the beak and the eyes, and then added the talons. The real work went onto the back of the body. I painted all of the dark brown feather specks. I stylized them to avoid making them look messy. I also tried to replicate Lego's feather texture print to add some extra detail, and I think she turned out really great. So for almost 2 years in the making, what do you think? As for myself, I'm really pleased how this version of Harry Potter came out. Here's my custom Lego Rubeus Hagrid minifigure, and I have to say, I've always wanted to modify Lego's minifigure pieces when the Harry Potter theme relaunched in 2018. He was one of those characters who I was excited to make when I started this collection, but I just haven't found a good chance to make him until now. In fact, he's kind of an old custom. I made him in December. I've been waiting to show him off to pair him with the young Harry Potter just like in the first act of the Philosopher's Stone, and now it's time to talk about him. So I always knew I was going to put a custom fabric jacket over the Hagrid body piece, and that's exactly what I did here. I did have to sand away the molded pockets on either side of the body, but once I did that, the fabric fit like a glove. The collars have that awesome fold effect. I think it looks really good, especially with the painted outlines. If I turn the minifigure around, you see that I've added lots of 3D elements, all as accurate as I could. According to the stills from the film that I was using, both pockets looked different, so I painted them respectively. The back also had what I thought was some kind of strap, so I added that too. The buttons on the front of the jacket were sculpted and painted copper, which I'm surprised they turned out as even as they did. Those sculpted buttons continue on the torso, which has another fabric layer complete with 3D pockets towards the legs. And then the rest of the body was painted red aside from the very minor detail that I did to the chest. The belt is E-taped, nothing too crazy here, but I love the shape of the painted belt buckle. You may have noticed for the arms, I actually added some sculpting around the cuffs to generally extend the sleeves, which creates that really cool realistic effect. Both arms also feature those 3D fasteners made from E-tape, and then I painted the wrists of the LEGO minifigure hands in dark red as well. For the head, as well as the hair and beard combo, I left them completely unchanged. Although my challenge was fitting it into place with the fabric on the torso. And thankfully, I cut the torso just enough for the beard to easily slide onto the body. This was easier than I thought, and I'm even more amazed how seamless it looks from the back. So, for Hagrid's accessories, first up I made his wand disguised as a pink umbrella. This was just a LEGO pink umbrella piece with the curved hook lobbed off and glued onto a LEGO minifigure wand. I painted a few details on it, but I'm pretty satisfied with how it looks, as simple as it may be. I've also given him a pearl dark gray lantern with a transparent 1x1 round brick inside. And my personal favorite, I've given Hagrid the iconic birthday cake. That 2x2 round tile with the text is just so unique. And with that, that was my custom LEGO Rubeus Hagrid. I think a lot of us can agree that the performance by the late Sir Robbie Coltrane is nothing short of memorable, and I'm super happy I finally got around to making him for my custom LEGO Harry Potter minifigure collection. Alright, that's going to be all for today. Thank you very much for checking out these 2 custom LEGO minifigures. Obviously, I'm just about done with this project. I just have Deathly Hallows left, and I'd like to get to those later this year to close out the series. But as usual, I can't make any promises. This year, things have changed a lot for me. I'm sure there'll be time to do it, especially if I give myself multiple months to work on this, but we'll have to see. But anyway, if you have any questions, thoughts, or critiques, please let me know by writing a comment down below. Also, if you're interested, be sure to follow my social media platforms where I post updates, behind-the-scenes looks at future projects, and individual photos of all of my recent minifigures. Links to my social media are in the description. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.